So I've worked pretty globally. I'm currently in Saudi Arabia, so I'm seeing a lot of what's going on in the Middle East region, but I've also been in Europe. I've been in grid scale storage 17 years. And the first thing to say is the evolution of use cases started very much in the high C rate, very short durations, 15-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute batteries. It grew to 1 hour, then 2 hours, 4 hours. So we started out with the frequency regulation, right? Really second to second balancing. That's often the place that most markets first opened with, simply because that's the only thing that was economical. It's not a service that power plants really like to provide because they're moving from optimal set points to ramp up and down. What became very common in the US, this sort of peak replacement use case, so running during the evening peak after the sun has gone down and the solar is not there, is where the Middle East region, for instance, has leapfrogged immediately too, right? So we've skipped short duration straight into 4 or 5 hour systems. So this sort of Middle East part of the world, it's driven by renewable adoption. So you have a lot of solar, and because of the latitude, longitude, it's very consistent solar with limited cloud interruption. So really you just have a day to night energy shifting problem. It used to be out of reach because of cost. Now we're starting to see the point where BESS is economic. There are projects of 11 and a half hours battery storage in Australia, 8 hours in Italy, California. That use case is also coupled in the Middle East region very much with what we call non-wires alternatives, which is if you're building a solar project in the middle of nowhere, and often it is in the desert, you've got to build a transmission line to that solar project. And if you size it to the peak of the solar, that line is underutilized and it costs millions of dollars per kilometer. But if you've got a battery for shifting the solar day to night, you also have a battery that's there to act as a virtual transmission line to optimize the utilization of that line. You store the excess power in the day, and then you run that power line more optimally over time. So that's one of the biggest and most exciting areas that is emerging. The Middle East is one of these areas of the world where you have round-the-clock renewable power with the cost of solar and the BESS in the region. It's not there in the sort of more, let's say, Dunkelflaut-led regions of the world. So if you try and do the same thing in my home country, the UK, or in Germany, you'll struggle to get to a capacity factor and like a baseload reliability level with solar and batteries.